these games, man. And a few of these games, they've been up a couple of scores and, lost a tight one there a few times. And so they've been in most of these games, had a chance to win them. They're competitive. They play hard. It's a good unit. I know they made the change a week ago, but they had a chance last week again, in that game. So, defensively, Big Dexter Lawrence, man, he's got a lot of respect for him, the way he plays. Big man, can cover ground, get edges, push the pocket, shut down the run. Good player, burns heat off the edge. I think a lot of it starts with those two players. And then, offensively, it's pretty gritty offensive line. They push on you, a lot of gap scheme downhill. Like Tracy, I think he's a good back. He's crafty, man. Stronger than he looks, very versatile. Robinson, he's another one, man. He'll sneak up on you and get open. He's explosive, and then it's really about the quarterback who plays, Dart, young, promising talent. See if he plays. If not, then it's Winston and know him. Played a lot of football here and big-time arm, can see it, can read it, and and he can hurt you. So, look, they got plenty of players. They play hard. They're competitive, and that's what we're facing.
It's been years since you suited up there, obviously, but as you go against this team, obviously you haven't played them since 22, but is there any sort of emotional connection at all by facing the organization where you learn so much as a player?
I don't know how much. It's always something that will be there, because so many of those, I think what really helps is, obviously Mr. Mayer is still there, and he was there when I was there. That was, and that Mayer family will always mean something to me. That's what the Giants are. But then there's so many that are in that organization that were there when I was there. They're still there, and that, I had 4 good years there, and it felt like a family. Just really good people. So that'll always be there, and I always think of them in that way when it comes time to play them or you see them or any of that. So in that regard, that's cool to see them, but that's about as far as it goes.
What happened with Dable? Did you have any emotions? I know you were tight with him, and that's part of the business, but just any emotions?
No, it's it's hard. It's just part of the business, and it's tough. It's a tough deal, but that's, it is what it is. And take it, you move on, and those guys are trying to, get on to the next one just like we are.
You mentioned last week that we've talked about, must-win games and such.
Mm-hmm.
After a loss like you had on Sunday, with the schedule getting shorter, who you're facing, some pretty good teams down the stretch here. Is there such a thing as almost a can't lose game or must not lose game versus a can't?
No, I don't. Look, I don't think any of that. I know this, and I hit the guys on this, and it's because I just want them, especially more now than ever, just worry about this one. Just, I know we've got, we'll have whatever this is. I know it'll be 2 games in 10 days. It'll be, 3 games in 17 days. We're going to get crunched here, and that's beside the point. Those teams are playing the same schedule we are. Green Bay coming on a short week, Dallas only 7 days later after that. So what's important is you just worry about what's in front of you. Like, we got to get another win, and we got to get back on our feet. We got to play better ball in all 3 units. And so really that is the focus. New York Giants, don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about what's out there. Don't worry about the NFC North. Don't worry about the rankings or this, that. That doesn't matter. We have to win. And so all our focus goes into winning and understanding this opponent we're getting ready to face, period, and put all your focus there. And then we'll attack the next challenge when it comes. But right now it's got to be that.
The urgency doesn't change. When would the urgency change? Since right now you don't control your own destiny, you got teams ahead of you. Does that just?
Well, here's what I'd say: we've had urgency. Yeah, we're an urgent team. Things haven't gone our way that we would like. We would love to be sitting here undefeated right now, and that's not the reality. We're not undefeated, right? So, but there's an urgency that's there, and I know this. If you say, "Well, let's wrap up more urgency," that's when you start making mistakes. That's when you start panicking. That's when guys start doing things they shouldn't do. They're trying to make plays, and then they cost us all. That's where bad stuff really happens. So, because that means you don't really believe in what you're doing. You're grasping for straws. I know what we're doing. I know what we need to do. We go back to work. We clean up the little things. All right, we adjust, we adapt, we move on, and let's find a way to get a dub.
Filled the interim role, coaching role before with Miami. I'm just curious, do you tend to see a bounce in energy or playing free when a team goes through that? Do you anticipate maybe a different level of energy from these guys this week?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think there was some fresh energy last week when you watched them against Green Bay. I think sometimes it's just that newness, and you don't know how long that could possibly last or the rebound on it. But I think just the change itself, something a little bit different, a little new, can spark you. And so, yeah, there was a little bit of that. I mean, look, they've always played hard. To me, you watch the tape, these guys have played hard in September, October, early November. But, yeah, there's probably a little bit of that. And there again, they had a chance to beat Green Bay and just couldn't finish it out there.
I think it was a couple weeks ago you said you kind of shared the big picture with your team in terms of the NFC standing. So This week you don't, and just say
that was post bye. That was hey guys, it's a Monday. We're not even getting into the game plan of Minnesota yet. So I just wanted them to see what it is. And by the way, that still stands. What I told them still stands. Totally stands. Nothing's changed. It really hasn't. It really has not. I know it's but it really hasn't. All of these things can still come down the wire. We're talking about 7 games. So we're good, man.
In the 2 games you've called plays, how have you felt about the usage of David Montgomery? And when you reviewed the film against the Eagles, did you feel like maybe you went away from him in some situations? You could have used him in short yardage, or how'd you feel about how you used him in the Eagles game too?
Well, I'd always like to get David more carries. Always.
Injury-related, Brian Branch was, on the estimated report, he was in no practice today. How big a concern is that? And Terrion's still in concussion protocol?
Yeah, we kind of had to list that because we're doing a walkthrough today, and it's kind of an estimation. Had we gone on the grass, would they practice? So we're kind of saying, I don't think so. I don't, we probably would have held them back. But I feel okay. Like Branch, I think we're going to be okay. Arnold's still kind of day-to-day here, so we'll see. But I feel good about Branch, a lot better.
It's changed so much.
Miles Frazier has been back for a little bit now. I said you expected him to look a little bit like a baby fawn when he first got out there, but just how is he acclimating to the NFL speed despite missing so much already?
Better. He's gotten better every week. Yeah, he's and really, I guess last week was week 2, I think. Week and a half, somewhere in there. He adjusts every week. It looks a little bit better. And I would anticipate over these next 2 days of tomorrow and Friday that he's going to look even better. So, like where he's going. Looks like he's come back from the injury nicely. And, yeah, it's just about getting reps and learning and growing. But, for where he's at, it's very much like Mahogany last year. We talked about it, just trying to get him reps, and at some point feel like this guy can do something, then maybe we give him a shot. If he's not ready, he's not ready. That's okay.
You've talked a lot about identity this year. I mean, as you've watched the season play out, I guess an argument can be made that the defense, there's more balance between the 2 units, defense and offense. And if so, how much does it affect how you approach game strategy?
Well, I love where our defense is at right now. Man, I think these guys I think they're playing their tail off. I think there's a lot of versatility there, man. I think we challenge in all aspects, in all areas. And, man, they're playing strong right now. And I love that, And so that'll always give me faith in the fact that they're going to put out the fires. And that's what you want, a defense that is going to put out the fires. So I love it. It's great.
hopeful to get DJ. You hopefully get DJ back Sunday, and when he does return, you got Terrian back. I mean, Meeks played so well aside. Are you liking the fact of where your talent and depth is at cornerback? Down the stretch here.
Yeah, for sure. Because look, Rock's played pretty good too now. Rock's played good. Meeks held his own out there, done a great job. Both of those guys, and to that point, it's look, those things don't go unnoticed. I mean, we know Meeks been playing well, so. If we're able to get Reed going this week, we want to get him in the game, or we wouldn't bring him, and use him. And but we foresee using all those guys. We're not just going to go away from Meek. I mean, there'll be a role for him one way or another. So, but yes, it's a good place to be at, is to start getting some of our guys back, get some depth back, good players back.
You are expecting DJ, or you're hopeful to get DJ back this week?
I'm hopeful. But I think a lot of it'll be determined on tomorrow, like these full speed practices tomorrow and then Friday. He looked pretty good last week, and so we'll see.
The lift the Giants got from the coaching change. What about when Jackson Dart came in? Just, if he plays this week, what does he provide? What does he add to
He does give him a spark. I mean, the guy's, he's kind of an electric player, man. He's got some energy about him. He's tough, plays tough. He's got the ability to run, and he can kind of break some tackles and keeps his eyes downfield. He can make some pretty big throws. So he just kind of brings that and that youthful energy, kind of a little bit of a spark to him that that's unique. You can't let it get on you. But he's intriguing. He's a promising talent.